I'd like to call to order the State Board of Education meeting for August 12th, 2020. Roll call, please.
Ms. Delosa.
Present.
Mr. Durham. Mr. Durham.
Present.
Dr. Ernest.
Present.
Dr. Freitas. Dr. Freitas.
Present.
Thank you. Mr. Gastineau.
Here.
Mr. Mapes.
Here.
Superintendent McCormick.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Ms. Moat.
Here.
Ms. Rensler.
Here.
Chairman Watts.
Here.
All members are present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda of the August 12th meeting?
TJ, this is Jennifer. I would like to request to have items D and J move to an action item, please.
Items D and what was the second one? I'm sorry. D and G will become, item D will become C on action. Item G will become D on action. Any other changes to the agenda? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? So ordered. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the June 3rd and July 8th, 2020 meetings?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 So moved. Statement of the chair. I would like to welcome all of our students and staffs that are back into the buildings after certainly an extended break. I know that we have missed our students. We are glad to be back to work, and for those that have not been back into the building, students, we miss you and we cannot wait to see you. And also, I want to commend the IHSAA and Commissioner Neidig. As a former sports guy, I know how important this is to mental health of a lot of students. This provides opportunity for a lot of students, and I know how hard you have worked to ensure that our student athletes are safe and they still get to the opportunity to compete. So I want to thank you for that. And lastly, I know that there's been a lot of conversation about ADM funding, all the changes to schools and schedules because of COVID-19. I want everyone to know that I support, and talking with several state board members, we support 100% funding for students for learning, who are participating in e-learning as the governor has proposed. So hopefully that gives you some level of comfort. Again, welcome back to the students that are in session, and those that are not, we cannot wait to see you. Any other board member comments or? Seeing none, consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
I would like to say that I'm going to recuse myself from consent agenda item C, school technology loans. The EVSC received those, so I'm going to recuse myself from item C.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Consent agenda stands approved. New business action, teacher prep program, Ivy Tech career specialist permanent pedagogy components.
Good morning, members of the State Board and Superintendent McCormick. Ivy Tech Columbus offers an online pedagogical preparation program for individuals who have been issued an initial career specialist permit. and completion of a pedagogical preparation program of this type is required in order for an individual to renew their initial 2-year permit. The program was recommended and approved initially for a 3-year period of operation, with the understanding that the department would conduct a review of this program and follow up with the board concerning continued recognition status. A review was conducted this spring, virtually, of course, and it is our recommendation that the state board approve 5 years of continued state accreditation and recognition for the Ivy Tech Columbus Career Specialist Permit Pedagogy component. The next review will be scheduled for the fall of 2025. I do have Dr. Julie Bills, who's the program chair and professor of the School of Education at Ivy Tech Columbus, and she is here to answer any additional questions you may have before considering our request.
Welcome, Julie. Are there any questions by board members? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. DeLosa,
Yes.
Mr. Durham,
Yes.
Dr. Ernest,
Aye.
Dr. Freitas,
Yes.
Mr. Gastineau,
Yes.
Mr. Mapes,
Yes.
Superintendent McCormick,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Ms. Moat,
Yes.
Ms. Rentschler,
Yes.
Chairman Watts.
Yes.
Motion approved 11-0.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Next action item is the election of a secretary.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion. I move that Mr. Pete Miller serve in the role of secretary.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for Pete Miller. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, nominations are closed. Pete, I'm assuming this is something you are willing to do.
I am willing. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ralph.
Absolutely, sir. With that, we'll have a roll call vote, please. As our motion is that Pete Miller serve as Secretary of the State Board of Education. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. DeLosa,
Yes.
Mr. Durham,
Yes.
Dr. Ernest. Aye. Dr. Freitas. Dr. Freitas. Mr. Gastineau.
Yes.
Mr. Mapes.
Yes.
Superintendent McCormick.
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Ms. Moat.
Yes.
Ms. Rentschler.
Yes.
Chairman Watts.
Yes.
A motion passes 10-0.
Congratulations, Pete. Next, we have action item C, freeway waiver, Cornerstone Christian College Preparatory Academy.
This is Brian. So Cornerstone is requesting that the board grant a 3-year waiver of consequences. And if you look at the statutory framework, the waiver statute for freeway schools in waivers of the performance benchmarks, the statute states, notwithstanding any other law, upon request, the state board shall grant. So the staff recommendation is that this be granted. Also, I just want to remind everybody that each freeway school only gets this once. So I think we've heard from most of all of the freeway schools thus far, and so this probably will be the last one we get. So happy to answer any questions on that.
Are there questions by board members? Seeing none, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. DeLosa,
Yes.
Mr. Durham,
Yes.
Dr. Ernest,
Yes.
Dr. Freitas,
Yes.
Mr. Gastineau,
Yes.
Mr. Mapes,
Yes.
Superintendent McCormick,
No.
Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Ms. Moat,
Yes.
Ms. Rentschler,
Yes.
Chairman Watts.
Yes.
Motion passes 10-1.
Thank you. Moving on to action item D, Freeway Contract Amendment for World Changers School of the Arts.
Yes, this is Brian again. So this request is to postpone the first year of operation for 1 year. The school has already received freeway accreditation. They ultimately made the decision that, given COVID, that they want, that it would not be in the best interest of students to start right now, given what they're set up for in their programming. So as they build that out, they're asking the board to begin their accreditation starting the 21-22 school year. Now, there is a provision in HEA 1003 that says the board cannot renew, enter into a new freeway contract or extend. And so in this case, their request is not for any of those things, which would be, a violation of HEA 1003. What they're asking for is a postponement. It would not affect the end date of their contract. So freeway accreditations are in 5-year increments. So if they start a year late, they would it would be 4 years for their freeway accreditation. And frankly, by that time, there'll be a new accreditation system in place anyway. So the request is to postpone the start date. And from a legal perspective, it's aligned with the law on this issue. The board has granted these requests in the past, so we would recommend that be approved. Thank you.
Are there any questions by board members? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve staff recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. DeLosa,
Yes.
Mr. Durham,
Yes.
Dr. Ernest,
Aye.
Dr. Freitas, Mr. Gastineau,
Yes.
Mr. Mapes,
Yes.
Superintendent McCormick,
No.
Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Ms. Moat,
Yes.
Ms. Rentschler,
Yes.
Chairman Watts.
Yes.
Motion approved 10-1. Contract will be amended. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business to come before the state board? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Hi.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much.